Hey guys. I know you all just finished kickboxing. I hope some of you are sticking around for yoga. I think that we all need it. We sweat, move, and I did that also this morning with my kids. We had a good workout. And I think we also need some quieter practice, some stretching, a time to just kind of roll around and like be with our body. So what I'm going to take you guys through today is a practice that is a little bit focused, has a bit of a dagesh on the shoulders and the neck and the upper back, because at least I'm feeling this. As much as I spend time on my phone during a normal day, it's like 10 times more now. I'm just on my phone all the time, looking down, typing, texting. So I think that it's going to be good to kind of move and stretch that out. So come join me. All you're going to need is a mat or a space to practice, like a carpet, something cushy, because we're going to be on our knees. So maybe grab a blanket if you have sensitive knees. And if you have a strap, that would be good. You know, a yoga strap, a TheraBand is also good, like the stretchy straps, a band like this. If you don't have one, you know, a belt or a towel from a shower haluk is good. And if you don't have, you don't have, and it'll be fine. And it's not a problem. So let's get started. Come over to your mat. I hope you can see me. And we're going to pretend that you guys are here with me and smelling this really nice candle, which I should probably really conserve because it's from Montreal. But we'll pretend you guys could see that and smell it. It smells so good. Vanilla lavender, I think. So let's come on down, lay down on your mat, bend your knees, plant your feet. Take a moment to feel like, okay, here I am, arriving on my mat, taking a few full breaths, filling up the belly, filling up the side body, filling up the back body. And maybe just sighing everything out. Just kind of let it all go. We're holding so much tension. So let's take this opportunity to just relax and let it go. Nothing too hard, nothing too strenuous. So let's start. We'll take a breath and we'll bring our hands up and overhead and give ourselves just a big, big stretch. So reach your hands way behind you, and then straighten out your legs and reach your legs. Make this a full body stretch, like the kind of thing like when you just wake up in the morning. So maybe your right arm reaches high, and your left arm, and you kind of are going from side to side, lengthening the right side, pressing your right leg away from you, and lengthening your left side, pressing your left leg away from you. It doesn't really matter, just stretch. And then let's bring our knees back into the bent position. And let's do some snow angels, really good mobility work for our shoulders. So slide your hands along the floor, back down by your sides. And then as you breathe in, slide your hands up like you're making a snow angel for those of us who come from snowy climates. We know what that's all about. And slide the hands down. And just feel that movement in your shoulder. And maybe pay attention also to what you're feeling through the front of the body, through the front of your ribs. Notice if your ribs are popping up towards the ceiling as you bring your hands overhead. And maybe concentrate a little bit on trying to drop those back ribs towards the floor so that the torso, the spine, and the ribs don't move so much, but rather, we get this good movement happening through the shoulders, breathing in, sliding, keeping the arms in contact with the floor as we reach overhead. Doesn't matter if you can't get all the way overhead. As you can see, I can't quite get there either. I keep my hands where they can touch the floor and slide them down. On our next breath in, let's bring our hands to point up to the ceiling, so 90 degrees up, reaching our hands for the ceiling. Let's interlace our fingers and flip the wrists. And already maybe you feel a nice stretch here through the forearms. And then let's press our hands towards the ceiling. Feel the way your shoulder blades come around towards the front of your body as you reach up to the ceiling, pressing your palms up. Maybe getting into that area between the shoulder blades. And then slide the shoulder blades down and let them press into the floor. Feel the floor catch your shoulder blades. Let's do that again, pushing up towards the ceiling, big stretch. Give your fingers a stretch, give your wrists a stretch, and then bring the shoulders back down. And then let's bring our hands out from that interlace, and let's extend our wrists, opening up the fingers as much as we can. Oh, that's like it's like the anti-typing, the anti-phone movement. Spreading the fingers wide, big stretch through the front of the forearm. And then let's do that same movement with the shoulder. So with our right hand, let's push towards the ceiling, as if you're holding up the ceiling with your right hand only. And that right shoulder blade comes slightly off the floor, and then let's bring it back and feel the floor catch your shoulder. And press up with the left hand. And then the same thing, retract the shoulder. The floor catches your shoulder blade. Again, press up. And then bring it back down. And press up with the left. And bring it back down. And let's just do it twice with both hands together. Press and hold up the ceiling. And then bring the shoulders down and let the floor catch you. One more time, press it up. And down. Release your arms, maybe give them a bit of a shake. Maybe you feel like that was kind of some work for those forearms, and that's good. And let's bring our arms out to the sides now. And then let's bring our feet up to 90 degrees. And let's cross our right knee over the left. So as if you were sitting with your legs crossed right over left. Reach your arms wide. Let the top part of your body be heavy towards the floor. And then let's bring our feet down to the floor. So we've got our left foot on the floor. And we're going to let the legs drop about halfway to the left as we look towards the right. A nice twist in the spine here. And then using the middle part of your body, draw your legs back to center. Let's do that a couple of times. So let your knees make their way about halfway to the left. So not all the way to the floor. Turn your head to the right and come back to center. Let's do that one more time. Drop the legs towards the left. And look to the right. And come back to the center. Good. This time, go ahead and drop your legs all the way over to the left. So let the floor catch your legs as you look to the right. Big stretch here. Maybe you feel it down the right side body. Reach your arms long. Feel the upper body heavy towards the floor. And on an in-breath, bring your legs back to center. Lift up the legs, hug them in towards your chest, grab hold of your shins. You can grab hold of your heels if you want. You can grab hold of your ankles. Find a place that feels comfortable, that you're not straining. You don't want to be like lifting up and straining your neck here. Rather, let your head relax towards the floor and draw the knees in towards you. Flex your feet to activate your legs a little bit and draw the knees in. As you draw your knees in, you're going to notice your tailbone lifting. So at the same time as you draw the knees in, can you lengthen your tailbone as if you wanted to glue your tailbone towards the floor? And you might, by doing that, you may feel like, this is even more of a intense stretch. Continue to breathe, and with each breath, notice the belly filling up, and notice how your belly makes contact with your right thigh. Great. And then let's let that go and do the other side. So bringing our feet back, plants on the floor, you can lift your bum up just a little to reset everything. Lift your legs to 90 degrees, so like a tabletop position. Cross left over right, and then lower the legs back down. Extend your arms out to the sides. Nice and long. And then we're going to allow the legs to lean over to the right as our head looks to the left. And then come back to center. As you come back to center, try to draw in from the core, from the center of the body, rather than having your knees lead the movement. So the center part of the body draws everything back to that center line. And then again, and bring them back in. And this time, let the knees drop all the way to the right. Let the floor catch your legs as you look to the left. Feel your right shoulder heavy to the floor. Feel your left shoulder heavy to the floor. And then draw everything back to center. Lift your legs, hug it in. Find the spot that feels good for you. On your legs, pull everything in. Lengthen the tailbone as you draw the knees towards the chest. If you want to find a bit of a rocking motion, that could feel good also. And then release your legs. Plant your feet on the floor. Take your hands, interlace your fingers, and bring them to the base of your skull so that your hands are cupping your head at the base of the skull. You might want to have your thumbs the length of your neck. And then you're going to lift your head a few inches off the floor and let your head be heavy. Let it just relax down into the hammock created by your fingers. So let your head be heavy. We're going to give the neck muscles a break here for a moment. Your hands are taking the weight of your head. And then let's turn the head in either direction. So it's actually not the head, the muscles of the neck that are doing this movement. What we're going to try to do is allow the hands to guide the movements of the head here so that we can really get some mobility into the neck without making those neck muscles work too hard. Giving them a little break, going from side to side. And then releasing the head down into the hands. Bring the chin towards the chest. A little bit of compression in the front. And then really let the head go. And then guide the chin towards the chest. And let it go. Good. And then put the head down on the floor. If you can, think about lengthening the neck as you lower back down towards the floor. And just take a moment. Breathe here. See how your neck feels. See how your shoulders feel after that little bit of mobility, that little bit of work in the shoulder blades. Good. And then we're going to come up. So you can roll over onto your side and come up, or if you want, you can rock and roll up, bringing your hands behind your thighs and beginning to roll, giving your spine a bit of a massage, tucking your chin, curling into a little ball, eventually making your way up and coming up to sit. And then from here, we're going to come onto our knees, coming onto all fours. Plant your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Spread your fingers wide. Make contact with the floor. Lift the front of the belly slightly away from the floor. Feel really stable here. And then we're going to revisit that shoulder movement that we did on the floor. So think about now spreading the shoulders wide on the upper back and pushing the ground away, like we did on our back when I told you to hold up the ceiling. And then bring the shoulder blades back towards each other. Try not to bend your elbows and try not to collapse. We're not doing a cow here. We're just doing some movement with the shoulder blades. So press the ground away as if you were holding up the ceiling. And then draw the shoulder blades together as if the floor was there to catch your shoulders. Push the ground away and draw the shoulder blades together. One more time, push the ground away and draw the blades together. And then find what feels like a neutral position for your shoulder blades. And then let's stretch out our wrists a little. So bring your hands to the edges of the mat, spread your fingers wide, and just begin to rock from side to side. Rock it side to side. Weight going into each hand, alternating between each hand. And then bring your fingertips to face your knees. And you can bring your hands quite close to your knees. As you send the weight into your hands, lean back. The heels of your hand will come up. Lean forward. Lean back. Lean forward. One more time, leaning back and leaning forward. And then come back into your regular all four position. Flip your wrist. So come onto the back of your hand. As you come onto the back of your hand, you're going to puff up your back, round your spine, and come into a cat pose. So press the ground away with your left hand, round the spine, drop your head, let your neck relax, maybe shake it a bit, and lift up. Big stretch through the wrist. Other side. Flip your left hand, coming onto the back of the hands, press the ground away, round your spine, coming into cat, relax your neck, release it, and feel that stretch through the top of the forearm. Good. Bring your hands back. Tuck your toes and lean back. So come to sit on your tush on your heels. If at any point this becomes too much for your toes, then you just untuck the toes and sit back, because what we're going to work here more is the upper back. Plant your left hand down. Bring your right hand to the top of your head. Inhale, press the ground away with your left hand and open up towards the right. Take a breath in here, and on your exhale, close it up, elbow to elbow. So right elbow comes towards the left elbow. Inhale, twist towards the right. Exhale, close. Inhale, open the chest, draw the elbow back, and close. And let's do the other side. Right hand comes down, left hand comes to the back of our head. Press the ground away with the right, open up to the left. And let's do that another 2 or 3 times. Inhale, opening up, stretching through the left armpit, the left chest. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. One more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Beautiful, nice. Untuck the toes, and let's come up onto our knees. So meeting here on our knees. Make sure you've got some decent padding so that you don't get sore by your knees. Maybe I'm going to turn this way so that you could see me. And we're going to inhale, reach our hands up, and take a nice side stretch. Right hand comes down the right side body. Left hand reaches up and over. Inhale, bring the hands up, reach for the ceiling. Feel your shoulders lifting. Exhale, left hand down, reaching over. One more time. Inhale, reach the fingertips for the ceiling. Exhale, Right hand comes down. Reach down with your right hand this time. Really reach down with that right hand. Reach up and over with the left. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left hand down. Right hand reaches up and over. Left hand really reaches down. Fingertips trying to touch the floor. Good. Reach your hands up. And then with control, bring your hands down to the floor, coming back to all fours. From all fours, we're going to take our right leg out to the side, coming into a gate pose. So right leg out to the side, the right foot grounding down. We're going to come all the way up, meeting up in this gate pose. And once again, reach the hands up. Right hand comes down, right leg, left arm reaches up and over. Take a big breath into this left side body and then cartwheel your hands all the way. Come onto the fingertips of the left hand. Reach the right hand up for the ceiling and then reach it over your right ear. And then let's give another little stretch. You're going to bring your right hand towards your right armpit with the palm of your hand facing out. Draw your right elbow back. So as you're drawing that right elbow, feel your right shoulder blade drawing back as well. Opening up the chest, giving a nice stretch through your pec minor here. Reaching back with the elbow. And then right arm comes up to the ceiling over the head and let your right hand catch your head here. So come around to the far side of the head, catch your head, maybe come down onto the palm of your left hand and allow your head to be heavy into your right hand. Let the head just, let it go. Your hand is there supporting your head and you're getting this awesome stretch along the right side body. Good. Come all the way up, hands out to the side, and then let's bring our hands down to the floor. Good. A little bit of work here. Let's come on to the inside of the right foot, so the big toe edge of the right foot, and then lift that right leg up in the air, bring it back around behind you, and then set it down. And let's do the other side. So let's extend our left leg out to the side this time. Walk it in, coming up to a gate pose. Inhale, reaching our hands up. Exhale the left hand down the left leg and reach the right arm over. Take a big breath here. Fill up the ribs on the right side of your body. And as you exhale, cartwheel your hands down, coming onto the fingertips of the right hand, reaching your left hand for the ceiling. With the next breath, reach the left hand all the way over your left ear. Reach it long, press through the outer edge of your left foot, and then bring your left hand towards your left shoulder with the palm facing out, and then draw your left shoulder blade back and down. Draw the left elbow back. So almost imagine as though you were trying to draw your left shoulder blade into your right back pocket, towards your right hip in a way. Draw that back. And then reach the left hand over, grab your head, and let your head be heavy. Let it just go. Let your hand cradle the far side of the head. And then come all the way up. Reach the arms long with control. Bring the hands down to the floor. Come onto the inner edge of the left foot. And then lift your left leg. Bring it around behind you. And set it down. Bring your legs, your knees wide and your toes together. Coming onto the tops of the feet, send the hips back. Reach your arms long for a child's pose. Take a breath, fill up through the low back. So imagine that your lungs extended all the way down to the low back area, and you could fill that up with each breath. Good. Let's come back up. I'm going to turn back this way. And we're going to tuck our toes, spread our fingers, lift our knees into a hover, and then press the ground away. Lift the bum towards the ceiling. So we're in this crouching down dog position. And then begin to straighten your knees. They don't have to come straight. In fact, for most of us, they probably won't. Lift your hips up, press the ground away. Draw your armpits underneath you as though you were trying to hide your armpits from your kids who are probably dancing around you right now. Pedal out your feet. Continuing to maintain even weight in both hands. And then let's start to walk our hands and feet towards each other. Meeting in the middle of the mat here, let's bend our knees a lot. You could even turn your feet out a little bit if that feels good. Bend your knees a lot. Bring your thumbs to the hip crease. Okay, so get your thumbs right in there. And as we're in this forward fold, press your thumbs into the hip crease. Really press back so that you can feel the contact between your belly and your upper thigh. So really get into that hinge. Bring your hands back to the floor. Tense them on the floor just in front of you. And sit back a little bit. So shift the weight into your bum, into your hips. Good. Shift the weight forward towards your toes. Release your head. Release your arms. And then let's start to roll it up. Roll it up, roll it up, roll it up. Stacking those vertebrae. Coming up to stand. All right. Okay. In standing. Okay. A little bit of learning to do with this camera. Coming into standing. Now grab your strap if you have it. Towel, belt, whatever. It's all good. Something that you can pull on, a TheraBand or an elastic band if you've got it. And let's move the shoulders. So we're going to hold on to that band nice and taut. And you'll play with how wide you want your arms as we lift the band overhead and bring it behind our back. Now, this is probably going to feel pretty good for most people, but what you do want to watch for is that as you are mobilizing the shoulders, you're not inadvertently using the chest, popping the neck forward, the head forward, because that kind of defeats the purpose. So we want to do our best to keep everything pretty stable and have the movement come only from the shoulders. So you may need to bring your arms quite wide on the strap in order to feel like you're able to bring the strap back and forth without compensating or also using the movement of the spine and the ribs, which is fine, except that not what we're aiming for at the moment. Good. And then once the band is behind you or the belt's behind you, take your left hand, only your left hand, keep your right hand where it is, and bring that left hand forward and left hand back and left hand forward and left hand back. And right hand forward and right hand back. Oop, tricky. Right hand forward, but it should feel really nice in your shoulders. Getting out, you might feel some cracking, some kind of popping, but really nice. Good. Let this come behind you. And then choke up a little on the band, a little narrower. Have your palms facing out, so you're holding the band like that. Take a nice wide stance. Have the edges of your feet parallel to your mat, so maybe your toes are actually turned in a little bit. Strong in your legs as we now hinge forward, leading with our chest, pulling on the strap. Let's bring the strap as if it's going to come right over our head. Reaching up for the ceiling. Maybe some of you go past the ceiling and really come overhead if you have very mobile shoulders. But continue to keep the strap taut, pulling on the strap, And then as if somebody was pulling you up, inhale and come all the way up. How did that feel? Hope that felt good on your shoulders. You can always repeat that if you really like it, if it feels good. Drop the strap off to the side. Heel toe your feet in and come to the top of the mat. Let's take a breath in here. Reach our hands up. We're going to do a little bit of a flow with some lunges. Reach your hands up. Reach your right arm really long to the ceiling, longer than your left. Your whole right side is lengthening. And then reach your left hand up for the ceiling. One more time. The right side reaches long. Right side gets longer than left. And left side gets longer than right. Good. Interlace your fingers, flip your hands, and reach up for the ceiling. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, release your hands, bend your knees, hinge forward, come all the way down to the floor. Hands come halfway up onto your shins. Lift the chest, long, flat back. Exhale, bring your hands down to the floor. Step your right leg back into a low lunge. Lower the right knee to the floor. Come onto the top of the foot. Lift up for a kneeling lunge. Left foot forward, right foot back. Bring your left hand to your left knee. Reach your right hand up. So feel the way your shoulder blade is participating in this movement, reaching up. Okay, we don't want to lock the shoulder blade down. We want the arm to be able to reach up. We want the shoulder blade to have lots of freedom of movement. So reach your arm up for the ceiling, lengthen through the whole right seam of your body. Take a breath in and then arc over. Coming back up to center, reach both hands up now. Come thumb to thumb and pull your elbows in towards your body. So pull the elbows down and then pulse your arms back as if there was a wall right behind you, and you were tapping the wall with your entire arm at once, pulsing back, drawing the shoulder blades towards each other. Reach the arms up and have them come all the way down to frame the left foot. Tuck your back toes, come to a lunge, lifting the back knee. Send your left foot back to meet your right and lift up the hips for downward facing dog. Lower your left knee to the floor and step your right foot forward, and we'll do that lunge on the other side. Coming up, let's put our right hand onto our right knee. Reach the left hand up. With each inhale, feel like that left side body is growing longer and you could reach just a little bit more, and then arc over. Nice side stretch here. We come back up, reach both arms up for the ceiling, come thumb to thumb, and pull down as if you were pulling something from the ceiling, as if there was a band hanging from the ceiling and you were pulling it down. So feel the muscles working here. These muscles are really helpful in taking some of the tension that we sometimes feel in our neck from all the tech neck stuff. And then let's pulse it back. Pulse it back. So as you're pulsing back though, we're not doing this. We're keeping that stable. We're keeping the body stable and only the shoulders are moving, tapping that wall behind us. Nice. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, come all the way down, frame the right foot, tuck the back toes, come into a lunge, step your right foot back to meet your left foot, and lift up to downward facing dog. Press the ground away. Take a big breath here. And then walk your hands and feet in towards each other. Relax your head. Press through your feet to roll up. And this roll is really nice because it allows us to explore the mobility of our spine in a way that we sort of don't always do on the day-to-day. Okay, we're going to do one more little slow, and then we're going to take it down. And I have a neat little exercise coming up at the end. So coming to stand, let's inhale, reach the hands up, reach tall, reach for the ceiling, lift the shoulder blades. So you don't want to squeeze your shoulders towards your ears, but you want to feel like you're able to allow the shoulder blades to move so that you could reach long and tall. Exhale, bring the palms together, hinge at the hips, come all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release down again. Step your right foot back and spin your right heel so that it comes to the floor. So we're sort of in almost like as if we were going to come into warrior two. Walk your hands to the inside of your left foot at a diagonal. Tense your fingers on the floor. Keeping this position of your legs, begin to pull your hips back in space. As you pull your hips back in space, think about spreading your shoulder blades on the back of the body. So the fingers are tented, gripping the floor, and we're stretching through the upper back. You could allow your head a little bit of freedom here. Let your head just relax as you pull back. Nice. And then walk your hands to center, turn your left foot so we come into that wide forward fold once again. Walk your hands out. So now we're like in a downward facing dog, but with our legs really wide. Pull your hips back. Reach your arms long. And then let's walk over and do the other side. So spin your right foot. Spin your left foot in a little bit as if you were going to come into a warrior two. Hands are at the diagonal. And once again, pull the hips back. Tense your fingers. And reach through the fingers, but pull back through the hips. Take one more breath here. And let's walk it back to center. Good. You could just relax here. Let your head be heavy. Shake it from side to side. Bring your hands to your hips. And let's come all the way up. Heel toe, bring your feet in. And we're going to make our way down to the mat. So as we come down to the mat to finish off, we're going to finish off. You have two options. So option number one is to come lay down on the floor. Let your arms reach out to the sides. Lift your bum, scooch it over to the left, and then let your knees fall over to the right and come into a twist. And then repeat that on the other side. Option number two, if you happen to have a yoga strap, this is something I learned from one of my amazing yoga teachers, Haya Bracha Adelson. It's called the neck hammock. So if you've got a strap, take your strap and loop it so that it's really big, okay? So that it's closed and it's really big. Come lay down on your back and hook the strap around your right foot. Keep your left knee bent with the foot flat on the floor. Make sure the buckle is somewhere where it's not going to interfere with your body and hurt you. So with the strap around your right foot, bring the strap around the base of your skull. So like how we did when we did the neck hammock way at the beginning. So let the strap be there to hold your head. Relax your arms down by your side or out to the sides, wherever feels comfortable. And this takes like a couple of breaths, a couple of moments to sort of get into it. But allow your head to just be heavy in the strap. The strap is there and it's taking the weight of your head while your foot holds the opposite end. And you can rock back and forth, side to side, taking a good few moments to let your head and neck relax. And then let's take that strap off, come back down, and do the other side. So loop it around your left foot, keep your right knee bent. Take that strap and put it around the base of your skull. Okay, so that it's, it's on bone, it's not meant to hurt or anything. For me, it sort of settles around my upper ears. And the same thing, you let your foot swing from side to side. And again, it takes a few moments. Sometimes at first you feel like your neck is almost tenses up because you're not quite sure what's flying. But then as you take some breaths here and you see that the strap is going to hold you, your head can really relax. We can do a little back and forth. And then releasing that, setting the strap off to the side, bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees fall out into a butterfly position. Let your arms spread wide. Let your breath relax. Draw the knees in towards each other. Let the knees drop in as you walk your feet out towards the edges of your mat. And then finish off with any last movements that you feel like your body might need here. Maybe it's cactusing your arms. Maybe it's rolling a little bit from side to side. And then lay yourself down on your mat for a couple minutes of Halpaya. Get comfy. Extend your legs. Lift your right leg and lengthen it and put it back down. Lift your left leg and lengthen it and put it back down. Begin to deepen your breath. Close your eyes. And allow your body to relax. Pay attention to the sensation of the ground that's underneath you, that's supporting your body here, that's allowing you to release the tension in all your muscles. With each inhale, notice the movements of your belly and your chest. Notice the way the back body fills with air and how that feels against the ground. Let everything settle. And I invite you to stay here in this moment of Havpaya for as long as you would like or as long as you are able. A moment to just zen out. A moment to feel your breath. A moment to make sure that you're not holding your breath, but allowing your body to do what it needs to do. And when you eventually make your way up to sitting, just take a moment to settle everything into the ground and to really feel that sensation of groundedness beneath your legs, and at the same time a feeling of length, of being tall through the upper body. Thank you, guys. I hope this was good. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know.